Hey students, today's lesson is on triangles. We're going to start with a whole bunch of vocabulary that should be review. First of all, we can classify triangles using angles. So an angle, an acute triangle is a triangle with all acute angles. All three of the angles are acute, less than 90 degrees. An obtuse triangle is a triangle in which one angle is obtuse. So it's a triangle with one obtuse angle. We know that a triangle can't have more than one obtuse angle because then it would add to more than 180 degrees. A right triangle is a triangle with one right angle. Again, it's not possible for a triangle to have more than one right angle because then it would add to more than 180 degrees, but a right triangle has one right angle. And then an equal angular triangle is a triangle with three congruent angles. They're all the same. They're all 60 degrees. Now, we can also classify triangles using their sides. So it's important to note, first of all, that congruent sides are sides that have the same length. So a scalene triangle has no congruent sides. None of those sides are the same. An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has two congruent sides. And an equilateral triangle is a triangle with three congruent sides. So an equilateral triangle is also going to be an equiangular triangle. And an isosceles triangle not only will have two congruent sides, it will also have two congruent angles. So we have this little chart that we can look at. Every triangle can be classified in two different ways, both by its angles and by its sides. So here we have an example of an acute scalene triangle. It's both acute, all of the angles are less than 90 degrees, and it's scalene. None of the sides are the same length. Here we have a right triangle that's also scalene. None of the sides are the same length. And an obtuse triangle that's scalene. Here we have an acute triangle that is isosceles. We can have a right triangle that's isosceles and an obtuse triangle that's isosceles. And then we can have an acute triangle that's equilateral. It's not possible to have a right triangle or an obtuse triangle that's equilateral because they would all have to have the same angle as well. And it's not possible to have more than one right or obtuse angle. Okay, so let's go ahead and classify each of these triangles. So the first triangle, by its angles, we can see that it has an obtuse angle. So this is an obtuse triangle. And it doesn't have any angles that are the same, which means it's also not going to have any sides that are the same length. So this is an obtuse scalene triangle. Our second example, by the angles, we can see it's an acute triangle. It doesn't have any angles that are more than 90 degrees. So it's an acute. And then we can see that it has two sides that are the same length, also two angles that are the same, which makes it an isosceles triangle. I-S-O-S-C-E-L-E-S, acute isosceles triangle. Okay. This is a quick one here. Our other example is constructing a triangle using angle measures. So again, you don't have the tools to do this at home. You're just going to take notes on how to do it. We'll practice it in class. So we have, we're going to draw a triangle with angle measures of 30, 60, and 90 degrees. So our first step is to just draw one of the sides. So we're going to make it whatever length we want. I'm going to go ahead and draw a side. Okay. Then we're going to use a protractor to draw the 30-degree angle. So I'm going to move my protractor either over here and make the 30-degree angle here, or over on this side and make my 30-degree angle right here. Doesn't matter, I'll go ahead and leave it where I have it here. And I'm going to draw my 30-degree angle, 10, 20, 30. You make your dot, then you're going to, this is still on step 2 here, you're going to use your straight edge to connect the end of the triangle with that dot. And I can extend it as far as I want to go. Okay, then you're going to use the protractor to draw the 60-degree angle. So I'm going to go ahead and move my protractor to the other side of this original line I started with. I'm going to put it right on that mark. The middle of my protractor is right here on the edge. And from there, I'm going to measure 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 is right here. Okay, now you're going to get the protractor back out of the way and use your straight edge to connect the end of the original line that you made with that mark that shows you where 60 degrees is. Okay, and then the third angle should already be 90 degrees. So we can go ahead and check this. Move it over here. Turn, 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 turn. Okay, and it does look like it is exactly 90 degrees, which is just what we wanted. Now, you can go ahead and just erase the extra parts of the line, and I'll kind of shorten them here. Oh, actually, no, I think I want it on this. I'll go ahead and shorten this down. But you can just kind of erase those lines so that you have the triangle. All right, that is it. Go ahead and try a few on your own. I'll see you soon.